Xavier's hidden somewhere because he doesn't want to be seen. Owen, and there's David. Hey, Owen. Owen with the awesome cellar. There's Autumn. There's Autumn. There's David. Hi, David. Hi, Autumn. Yeah, it's on. I can hear you.
Hi.
Awesome. You know, last week we started talking about, and that's my daughter sneezing in the background, and that will show up on the video. Sorry, kids. We started talking about, you know, what kind of compass do we carry? Because Sensei John, we started talking about the law of the compass. So we covered a couple of types of compass, you know, compasses that we carry, and this week we're going to do 3 more.
Cool.
So, you know, we're looking at a directional compass. Okay, a directional compass. In a directional compass, you look for a direction. Imagine a team with no direction. Hey, we're a team. What are we doing? I don't know. How we get there? I don't know. How psyched would you be on that team? I don't know. You know, not at all. And I've been on teams like that before, that there is no end goal. Everybody's like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. And you're like, what are we doing? You know, but if you carry a directional compass, you're constantly looking ahead. What's the end goal? You know, you have a team together and your team has a purpose, and what is the end goal? Okay, give an example. Power play. Is it still power play?
Yeah.
Okay, power play. What's the end goal? The end goal is to get to the next set of classes. So you can talk about, you know, you could talk about your brown belt. And then you get to the next set of classes. And what's the next? Oh, talk about your red belt. You know, you have a direction to go. You know, what are the things that you have to consider when you're doing this? Let's take a look at when I got my black belt. Halfway through my process, I got hurt. And not many people know about this, but I got hurt. And it took about 6 months to recover from it, because it was big hurt. And but what I did while I was training, I ended up training with a different sensei, and he was teaching me how to punch. And we spent the next 6 months working on the techniques of punching. Okay, so I had, you know, my direction I had was kind of skewed. It went a different way for a little while, but then I got back on the right track after I got better and I rehabbed. So, you know, in a directional compass, you're always looking, you're not looking at, oh, I got hurt, what do we do now? Okay, I got hurt, how did things change so I can still stay on the right path? And we had Shannon Bailey, when she got her, you remember when she got her black belt, Sensei John? She she broke her leg or something like that, or foot during
ankle or something like that. Yeah.
She was in a cast, and what she do? Well, she got a chair with wheels on it and kept training.
Train for the chair.
Oh, absolutely. Because eventually she knew that she would be out of that chair. So, you know, she had that direction. She knew that my end goal right now is my black belt. You know, what'll it look like in 3 months? 3 months, I'll be out of this chair. How do I maintain what I'm doing now so when I get out of this chair, I can still be in shape to go get my black belt? A strategic compass. How do we get there? You know, we know what we want. We talked about the direction we want to go in, but now it's how do you get there? What's the plan? How many times a week do I have to go to class? How much do I have to practice? Who do I have to align with to be able to make sure that I can get to that end? Create the strategy. I'm going to go to class 3 days a week. I'm going to, when I'm home, I'm going to stretch in between. I'm going to make sure that I do my cardio. I have a plan. That's my strategy. That's how I get there. And, you know, and even on a team, you know, what's your contribution to get, you know, to get there? Now, if I'm on your team and you're out to get your black belt, what's my contribution to that? What do you need from me to be able to be successful? I want to know that, because if I'm joining your team and you're like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that, I'm like, well, what about me? What am I doing here? Hello, I'm here. How do I do this? And that's that is where the strategy comes in. Because if you're going to ask somebody to be on a team, you need to use them. You need to give them a reason to be there. They need to be engaged. Because if they don't get engaged, they're going to drop off quick. Like every day when I meet with my team 3 days a week. And what do I do when I meet with my team? We meet in what we call a stand-up, which is anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour in the morning. And what we do is we talk about what our strategy is, we talk about what our direction is, and we talk about what everybody's contribution is to that direction. Because you constantly have to keep people engaged. Because a team is only as strong, remember the law of the chain, a team is only as strong as your weakest link. And it's your job as a leader to make sure that all of those links are as strong as they can be. And if you really want to give yourself a challenge, make sure that those links are stronger than yours. Because your end goal should be making everybody around you better than you. Visionary compass. This drives my boss nuts, because he always says, why are you looking 6 or 8 months down the road? Took him about 6 or 8 months to figure out why I was looking 6 or 8 months down the road. You got to look at the big picture. The big picture is your black belt. Even when you're a yellow belt, the big picture is your black belt. Owen, do you have your red belt yet?
No, not yet.
We're getting close though, aren't we?
I'm at my last degree of junior black belt.
Yes! See, so we're getting really close. So your strategy is going to change now, because you know you're closer to black belt. My strategy changes. You know why my strategy changes? Because I'm getting older. And my body doesn't react as it did 15 years ago when I started martial arts. So my strategy changes, and what my strategy is it's like, okay, how can I maintain what I have now so I can stay in this for the long run? You know, part of engaging people in a visionary process is make them think big. You don't wait till you're almost a red belt to think about black belt. You think when you're a white belt, what is my goal? I'm going to be a black belt. Yeah, right. I was 40 years old. I was fat. I was out of shape. And the last thing I was ready to think about was being a black belt. My vision changed quickly, though, because of the people I was around. It was contagious. Mm-hmm. And Sensei John kept me focused on what the end goal was. You know, challenge people to step in uncomfortable areas. When somebody's a white belt, they're really uncomfortable to even think about black belts. You know, I would be one of them. I've had instructors in the past, like when I was sparring, I was yellow and orange belt. They would put me up with brown and black belts. And why? Because it challenged me to be better. I'm constantly challenging my team to be better. I'm giving them projects to make them uncomfortable because I want to see how they'd react to it. I'll help them get better, but I want to see if they can engage themselves. So, you know, again, we get back to what is your contribution to the goal? And whatever you do, enter it with confidence and with courage. And how do you do that? Your instructors and your leaders are constantly letting you know how good you're doing. You know, that we never look at people, David, we never look at people and go, "Oh, you stink." It just doesn't work. And it's not going to engage you to be better. If somebody looked at me and said, "Ah, you stink," it would be like, I guess you're right. I don't be here. I don't deserve to be here because I stink. Instead of saying that, okay, I've got some weaknesses. Let's work on them. If your weaknesses are targeting, you do 3 times as much targeting, so you be better. Part of becoming a catalyst in a team, part of really embracing your compass and holding it right here is having that courage to do so. And having that courage that says, okay, yeah, one day I'm going to fail, and I'm going to fail big time. And I have done it many times. But what you do, it's how you react to that failure. If you don't get through a checkout test, how do you react to that? You turn around and quit because you flunked the test? No, you look at what you did wrong. You get a team together to help you strengthen those parts of what you're doing, and you move on. If you get an F on a test, what do? Go home and go, "Oh, my father's going to kill me." No, you go to the teacher and go, "Okay, I didn't do so well on this. How can I get better next time?" And that's how you have the courage to go up and say, "I blew it. What did I do wrong? And how can I get better?" Or you go, "I blew it. I didn't study well enough." But you embrace it, you own it, and you move forward and get better.
That's the key. You own it.
Own it. Yes. I love that phrase. Own what you do. If you do something wrong, own it. Don't blame it on somebody else. The funny part about things is I got on a call this morning about one of my team members screwed up on something pretty bad when I was on vacation. I got on the call and immediately said, "Yeah, we did it. Let's move on." And that call went from a half hour to 5 minutes. We had, we screwed up. This is why we did it. This is what we're going to do to improve it. Any questions? Like, I was like, no. So, if there's an issue, bring it out. Have the courage to deal with it. If you have a weakness somewhere, don't sit on that weakness. Look for people to help you make it stronger. Because my end goal for every one of you is to be better than I am. And with that, we will cut out tonight. Thank you very much for being here, and we will talk to you all next week.
Cool discussion, Sensei Don. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great week, guys. We'll talk to you in a bit.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.